Okay, so that was Shuffle Riff number 1. It's page 36 in Beginning Rock Guitar Level 1 book. And notice, first of all, I'm capoing at the 5th fret, and I've got my fingers, you're playing a lot of open strings in the beginning, a whole measure of open strings. I'm keeping my fingers poised, so it's good to prep your fingers on the frets. Go ahead and put them on the 3rd and 5th frets. That's 1st and 3rd fingers. And then lift them and try to hold that shape. You want to think of it almost like a chord shape, like a D chord or something. You're making a shape with your fingers. And you want your hand to be parallel to the neck. And just when you're playing all those open strings, you don't want your fingers just anywhere. You don't want to do this and have your thumb hooked around the neck or something like that. You want to have them poised and ready to play. So when you play the fret, it's right there, and then the 5th fret is right there. So that's the left hand. Now what we're doing here is the shuffle rhythm. And if you remember in the first time we had triplets, we were learning the count, which is 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And some teachers teach it differently, like 1 triplet, 2 triplet. I had one student that said in his marching band it was Mexico, Mexico, pizza, pizza. And that pizza would be the shuffle rhythm. So I don't recommend that. I would just count, kind of technically, because we're keeping track of the 4 main beats. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, with 4 beats in the measure. And when we did the 12-bar blues, it was like heavy, light, light, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. In the shuffle, you're not strumming the middle count of each triplet. So you're strumming the 1 and the little 3, but not the 2. But you do want to count it even though you're not playing it. You don't want to just delete counts that you're not playing. They're still real counts. They're there, but you're just not playing them. And you have to get used to counting counts that you don't play. That's part of understanding rhythm. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Now, the first measure of this is pretty easy. It looks pretty easy, right? It's just open strings, no left hand, right? So at first I would just play it straight and count it just to get comfortable with the rhythm, because we haven't had the shuffle rhythm but on one other page, and that was the 12-bar blues. And here we're playing the single notes. And so it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Now, notice it says above the first measure, plant pick on the 2nd count. And this is a thing, like bass players do this. They might go like, and it kind of gives a heartbeat effect. It's really good for shuffle rhythm. It's very clean sounding, very articulate. And what we're doing is we're planting the pick on the 2nd count. So we are actually doing something on the 2nd count, but we're not plucking the note. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, plant, 3, 2, plant, 3, 3, plant, 3, 4, plant, 3. And you should do it until you're comfortable with that first measure with the open strings. And eventually you want it faster. It sounds has a little better effect if it's more like 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. It has that kerthump, kerthump, that kind of heartbeat sound. Sounds like a beating heart, kind of. Now, when you look at the second measure, you have some frets, and it's O, O, 3, O, 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 5, 3. Now notice on the second beat, you're playing that third fret. I'm not planting. I'm not going. When I have fretted notes, I'm letting them sustain. And that really gives you a little variety to the articulation. So we're only planting when you have a beat with two O's, like O, 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 O. And in this measure, the first beat is two O's. So you would plant O, so I'm sorry, I'll just say when I'm planting, O, plant, O, 3, don't plant, O, O, plant, O, 5, don't plant, 3, like this. So it's O, O, 3, O, O, plant, 5, 3. So that may trip you up a little bit because you get used to planting on every triplet and then suddenly you're not, you know. So, well, when you're a musician, you have to be versatile. That's, you know, just chalk it up to that. Yeah, you just have to work it out to where you can go from planting on some beats and then sustaining other beats. And that may mess you up at first. But if you practice that measure, just practice like the first two beats, the 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, and just repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, and just drill that. And then do the third and fourth beats. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then repeat 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, plant, 3, 4, don't plant, 3, right? So that's how it goes. And it shouldn't be too difficult if you take it step by step. Like I say, like in that second measure, if it's really messing you up, and it may not, you know, you may be able to play it fine, you know, but do just two beats and just drill it over and over, and then do the third and fourth beats like we were just doing. So I'm going to play it again slowly, and so that we're just taking our time. It's not up to speed, sort of. I'm going to count 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, but slow. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Oh, 3, oh, 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 5, 3. So that's shuffle riff number 1. Have fun with that. That's a good one.